So this is Out the Mud Magazine, and we always looking for the people that we interview. We want to know what was their turning point. How did they get it out the mud? What happened in your life that took you from, all right, I'm doing this on a smaller scale to, no, I need to take this to another level. Do you remember that turning point in your career?
Yeah. So I was still working construction and doing videos. So I come from a construction background.
Right.
And it was just like, I was at work. And look, this is not me downing nobody that's been working in the construction, because my family still works in construction. But I told myself, I'm like, you know what, man, like, I respect these guys, but I don't want to be looking back at my life 20 years from now and say, I didn't even try. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
To try to do this. And some of the guys I worked with, even my boss, like, they saw my videos and I would show them, they're like, he would give me days off. Like, bro, look, go do this. And if it don't work, come back. But
that's
if it
love,
works,
boss.
you don't gotta come back. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, all right. And it worked. Like, you know, it was at the first year, like, fully doing it was hard, because I'm like, damn, like, I was so used to getting up in the morning, and, you know, I'm like working for, I'm working in construction, so I'm like, I'm used to a certain thing, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I had to break out of that like work mode and be like, okay, this is on my own, so whatever I do affects me, like, versus just me showing up like at, I'm in at 7, out at 3, and like, all right, the day's over. Like, at the end of the day, like, whatever happens on the work site, it's not my responsibility no more. But like, the responsibility now that I'm owning my own business and doing this, like, it's falling on me.
Preach.
So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, so I gotta make sure everything goes right on all forms. So that was a learning curve too, like, trying to figure out like the business side of it, trying to making sure, like, all right, what I do matters. You know what I mean? How hard I work matters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was, but yeah, I just looked around work and I'm like, yeah, bro. Because
one guy changed.
One guy's like, man, 20. I've been here 25 years. I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do that. You know, and it's like, and again,
no shade, but that's not for you, man.
It wasn't for me, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of the guys knew it wasn't for me. And I was younger too, so they were like, man, I think they were trying to motivate me, being as young as I was, and some of the younger guys, like, this might not be for you, but they saw a talent, because I showed them, they're like, this looks really good. I'm like, yeah. They saw a talent, they're like, yo, I think, low key, now I think about it, my old boss, he was doing something on the creative side when he was younger. He moved to LA, he said, and basically he had to come back because his father passed away. He had to take care of his family.
Okay.
So he's like, I don't regret it, but like, if I feel like if I would have just tried to stick it out and not, he's like, the easy route was coming back home and working, doing this, versus doing what I was doing, and it would have been harder, but like, in the long run, my family probably would have been better off. Like he's like, we're comfortable, but like, imagine if, because I think he was like an actor or trying to be an actor, and he was already working sitcoms at the time. He's like, it was in the 80s, so he was like, I was kind of already in that world. He's like, he's like, if I would have stayed we'd probably be millionaires. So I'm like, he's like, so don't let that be you. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, all right, bet. But
so that stuck with you too.
It was really just me looking. Yeah, that stuck with me. But the more is just like, I was like, no, I don't want to not try this and be here and look back at my life in 20 years and be like, damn, I didn't even try. Like, if I fail, whatever. But I know I wasn't going to. But like, in my mind, I never, like, I don't think about failing, bro. I got to get this done. You know what I'm saying? So like, I knew I wasn't going to, but I'm like, I don't want to not even try the shit,
Right. So that would be your advice to somebody else on the same grind and path right now, right? To go for what you want.
Yeah, go for what my thing is just go for what you want, and it sounds cliche, but like, don't even worry about like, this ain't gonna work, because the more you think about it's not gonna work, that shit won't work. I just thought about like, this shit's gonna work. Like, it's gonna work. You got no other choice but to
no
work.
Choice. Yeah, we ain't got no choice. It's gonna work.
Nah, I don't think about like, this, like, even on set, like when we go into a shoot, like, man, what if this? I don't even think about that. I don't even think about what's gonna go wrong. I just think about what's gonna go right. And most of it does go right, and we live in realistically things go wrong, but like, you know, I adapt. You know what I'm saying? So I never really think about what's going to go wrong. I'm like, all right, we're going to get this done. This is going to get done. This is going to get done. And if we get a little a curveball thrown at us, we just pivot and go this way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for anybody trying to do anything creative, just don't worry about like, oh, this ain't going to work. Because if you don't feel like it's going to work, then why would anybody else believe in you to? And that's what I think helped too. Like a lot of my family members were like, well, if you feel like it's gonna work, then we got your back, and you know,
right.
You know, so like they did, you know what I'm saying? They would share my stuff. They would, you know, it just when you believe in yourself and people hear it, they feel it that you believe in it, and it's never gonna fail.
What I'm hearing from you, Diego, is when you were starting off trying to make a movie and stuff, and then you moved on to video making, like music videos and stuff, you took the mistakes and you turned them into learning lessons. Mm-hmm. And you took that, you were adaptable. You said you adapt in any situation. When the environment changes, you know how to adapt, and you're resilient. You know, you take a couple of challenges, but you keep going. You persevere. I think these are all qualities as artists that we all need to get, right? Mm-hmm. That perseverance will take you through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is this, like, you can't, like, again, you can't dwell on, like, the things that go wrong, you know what I mean? Like, and at the end of the day, like, when you get the final product, when the general audience sees the final product, they don't know what went wrong.
Right.
They never know. Like, when you watch a movie, you know, like, oh, something went wrong on that set. Like, probably, you don't think about that. You're enjoying the experience. So that's what I think about. I'm like, all right, what's going to be the final experience? You know, so if I dwell on the fact that this happened on set, the general audience that's going to, all the millions of people or thousands of people that see this, never going to know that. You know, they're just going to see the final product. So whatever makes the final product look as best as possible, and given the circumstance, and that's what I always worried about. So, like, yeah, worry about the final product, like the journey and the journey to get to that final product is always dope, and it's gonna be ups and downs. But like to me, it's just like whatever. As long as the final product is great, there's nothing else that you should worry about. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, take notes. If you're listening, take notes. This man is a professional. He's been in the industry over 10 years. He's made money from this passion. You know what I mean? So make sure you're taking notes if you're listening.
Hey there, brands and artists. Ready to elevate your presence? OTM Magazine has the ultimate promo package for you. Imagine a compelling magazine article and blog feature paired with stunning cover art.
Ready to get your story out there? Book your blog article right now at otmmag.com. We'll craft a feature that puts your brand in front of thousands of readers.